The first thing is maybe we want these planks to separate. So let me show you how to do that. I'm going to open up a file here. Let's go over to this photograph over here. So here we can see these slats are separated. Now let's see why can we see those guys are separated. Best place to see, I don't know, let's maybe zoom in over here. Really zoom in. Take a look. In this case, the sun is here coming from the right hand side like that. As this guy goes down, you see on this right hand one, we've got a shadow over there. And on the left hand one, we've got a highlight over there. And in between, it's really, 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 really dark. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now on ours. Let's zoom in on, say, that area over there. So now I'm going to take some white. Now notice what's reflecting over there. It's the sky color, right? Can you see that? It's the sky color that's reflecting over there. So I'm going to take my white and maybe add just a touch of yellow in it. You can even add a touch of blue in it for sky color. That's fine. So I'm going to add a touch of yellow for like a sunny color. That's fine. Now in our case, the sun is also coming like this from the right hand side. So if it comes over there and this guy dips down there like this, then this side is going to catch and highlight, and that side there is going to be pointing away from the sun, so he's going to be in shadow. So I'm going to put this little line running along there like that. Now I don't necessarily have to put one long solid line either. This plank may not be perfectly smooth or anything like that. And it may not be perfectly straight. So I'm going to do that there, and I'm going to quickly do it on the bottom one as well. The rougher you do this, the quicker you do it, and the rougher you do it, the rougher your actual planks are going to look. So if you want to start adding character to your stuff, this is now a great time to do it. Now I'm going to use the darkest shadow color that we've used for our wood, and I'm going to put him on top. And again, this doesn't have to be perfectly straight. If you want a little bit of an indentation in your wood over there, then you'd add him a little bump. And that'll look like the wood has gone in over there. So you can make these lines thicker and thinner, and that gives you that older, weathered look. Quickly doing that in the bottom as well, so that we're doing both at the same time. Over there. See that? So now we've got separated slats. I think the next thing we're going to do is maybe let's add a bit of detail. Maybe here by the knot, you often here by the knot you get those little holes, little rough holes and stuff. So to do that, again, you're going to have little areas. A similar thing is going to happen there. In other words, you're going to have little areas where inside the dent, inside the little hole, you can't see anything. So So I'm going to mix up almost as dark as what I can, and I'm going to add little rough holes, odd shapes like that. But now around each of those odd shapes, as he comes up, he's going to get a little highlight. So you'll add just that little highlight over there. And that's going to make that look like those little holes. Alrighty, let's see what else we can do. We can maybe make this wood look like it's been varnished. So at the moment it's just an unvarnished wood. So now we can make him varnished. The way to do that is, again, we're going to reflect some sky color. Let me show you a photograph of that. Here I've got a violin. Now take a look and you'll see that this photograph was taken during the day, but the light was also on. Or maybe it was taken at night and there's two different light sources. Can you see that? Because it's highly polished, you've got the light reflecting in it, so there it almost looks like two tubes of fluorescent reflecting in it. You see that? But here's maybe just a single old-fashioned incandescent lamp or something over there shining on it. So because he's been polished, he's reflective, so you've got the light reflecting in it, and here we've got some other goodies, very similar to last week's class. Again, take a look, because you've got this cutout over here, notice the highlight up here at the top, and then notice here that little shadow area there as he goes in. So you've got your highlight and your shadow, and that gives you that little bit of a looking in effect. So let's go and do that. So what I'm going to do is, actually, let's go back to the palette, and guys, just give me 2 seconds. I want to just change the battery on my mic. There we go, I should be back now. I just don't want me to fade out. Alright, so I'm going to clean an area here on the palette. Because now I need to put on some nice bright sunlight color. So let's clean that area there for now. And let's put on some white. Again, let's maybe just bring in, say, a touch of yellow for the sun color. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of a color wash over it. But now to do that properly, what we need to do just getting myself some clean water again as well. What we need to do to get that to look like sunlight is we want to get that sunlight streaming over the surface, right? So I'm going to take my old brush, dip him in the water. So So again, we want some really wet, really wet. As sloppy as I can get it. Now make sure your painting is dry. So there we go, that should do the trick. Now I'm going to take my kitchen roll and I'm going to again tap off the worst. We don't want to put too much paint down, just a little bit. Tap off that worst. Smallest amount of paint left on it. Now in this case my sun is coming from top right like this and moving down to the bottom left. So 45 degrees is a little bit too boring, so I'll maybe do it at say a 30-degree angle, maybe something like that. So I'm going to just drag some of that over there. Oh, just a little bit too much water now. Drag some of that over there. Now the more shiny it is, the more of this dragging effect, and the more of these streaks you're going to put on. So I'll put on a few there like this, running all the way across maybe, in some places not. And I'm going to put a little bit more over here. Now I'm going to take my clean dry brush, and again I'm going to soften those marks. It mustn't physically look stripy, even if you need to use your finger to make sure you lose that stripy effect, that's fine. And that gives you that glare from the reflectness or from the varnish over the top. Now just one thing that you have to remember when you do this is always come back in and darken these little dark areas here, because remember inside there the light can't reflect. So if you leave that, then you're going to lose all your depth. So I always create that reflecting look, and then I come back in and I add my shadows in. Just like that. And while we're busy with this color, I think let's add in the shadows for our jelly beans. What do you think? So there I've got a jelly bean over there. Again, I'm going to do it while the masking tape is on, because then I can go straight over the jelly bean. I don't have to aim to try and get this line over here against the jelly bean. Perfect. So I'll put down nice and dark against there, and just using a tapping motion, I'll fade him out. If you need to go over to a softer brush as well, or use your finger to tap away that last little bit of a edge over there, that's fine. That's fine. And actually I think I'm going to do just that. I want this little edge here to disappear nice and soft on me. Okay, so there's the one. Let's get the next one. So I'm using my darkest little color, the one that I used right in the corner there for those shadows. I'm using that guy. It's actually quite nice when you've got the masking tape like this, because it's easy to start inside the jelly bean and then follow the direction of the light. Get him to fade out there. Get him to fade out there. Like that. Looks quite bizarre at the moment, but now I want to show you an interesting thing. Let's clean the knife, and let's take off that masking tape for the jelly beans. Let's do that. Isn't that just amazing? There is no jelly beans there, but look how three-dimensional it looks. Just because they've got their shadows in. That's pretty cool, eh? Okay, so looking at that, I think I could even make his shadow just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Yeah, maybe like that. That's better. Get some good sunlight going there. Cool, let's paint some jelly beans. So I'm going to clear off my palette. Guys, I know we're at time now, but we did start a little late, so if you do need to go, I understand. We'll catch you on the replay. I'm going to continue now. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the jelly beans, and then after that I want to show you how to put the nails in the wood as well, to knock in some nails. I want to do that too. So if you do need to go now, that is what you're going to miss. Okay, so we have, let's close him off again. We've got an orange, pink and a green jelly bean. So let's start, say, with the orange one at the top. Let's have a quick reminder again. So we've got the orange jelly bean at the top, and then the pink and the green ones together, because they're contrasting colors. So let's pop down a little bit of orange there. Oh, geez, that's more than enough for 20 jelly beans, but never mind. Okay, so I'm going to take a fine round brush again, and I'm just going to use him, and I'm going to block in pretty much my whole jelly bean. That's fine.